This week on Shalisa Marie Radio.
You weren't supposed to be there. You weren't supposed to be getting your back blown out by this guy. But here's the thing. Opposites don't attract. Opposites don't attract. We're not batteries. So there's a good chance you got some piece of shit in you too. I'm here for the man them. I'm here. I am. I'm here for them.
Yeah,
I'm here for them.
Hey. Getting to the money like a savage. Spend them dollars on you when I have it. I might make a movie with a bad bitch.
Mic check. Welcome back to another episode of Shalisa Marie Radio. I am your host, Shalisa Marie.
And I'm your co-host, Patrice Deanna.
And it's your girl, I'm a bad bee.
And I'm fine.
Period! And this is episode 14. As you can see, we are at the table with my brother, my business partner, my gang, my nigga, Hollywood Sauce.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, no. That's enough. More gas.
I've been waiting so long for this episode. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome to Humble Production Studios. That you've been in the road with me, but like 100%. Here you are.
I'm humble though.
Yes, you are humble.
100%. So I mean, and
that's why you're here.
No, not just the word, but like the production. You know what I mean? As much as me and you are we're a team. Yeah, mixed up together. Like I feel as though anything that you're doing, I have to be a part of. It has to be great.
Thank you.
I mean? So
thank you for even giving me that opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, no, this is you.
Well,
stepped out,
yes,
you took
but
it.
You're Sauce.
But we can't just conversate with each other.
Okay, sorry. So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. We are here today to speak about soul ties and energy exchange.
May I? Just
Go
for
ahead.
everybody out there in listening and viewing land, I didn't know exactly what the premise of the conversation was going to be today.
That's how it's supposed to be.
But
Surprise.
But I am here with 3 strong, black, beautiful women. Hopefully I'm not here with 3 scorned women or any scorned women. So then we should have a good conversation.
We're going to have an amazing conversation.
Yeah, 100%.
You guys don't know Sauce personally, but Sauce is he is a teacher. He is, yes, you are.
No.
You are a teacher. You have so much wisdom, so much intellect, so much to teach the young people. And I think that it's really important for you to be on this platform. So that's why you're here today.
Thank you.
And we're going to dig deep.
Okay.
How many of you have been in a soul tie? Do you guys know the definition of a soul tie?
Yes.
Do you want to explain?
I'm trying to hold my foot up too.
How many soul ties?
What is a soul tie to you, Sauce?
A soul tie to me is the meeting and the mixing of 2 people and 2 energies, coming together to be one. Mm-hmm. And I think when 2 people come together, there's a transference of spirit in that, like, sometimes you'll see people who start hanging with each other and you'll be like, yo, you start acting like them, or you'll start looking like them. Like, you know what I mean? But there's actual energy that's being passed back and forth. So that's,
a soul tie. And do you think that a soul tie can be created only through sex, or can it be created through just connection, from just meeting another and finding out they are your soulmate, your twin flame, or what's the other one?
A soulmate, twin flame, or...
There's a third one.
Is there? Yeah, there is. You're right.
Well, there has to be, other than just sex, right? Because there's asexual people, right? There's people who don't have sex. That's not, you know
true.
what I mean? But, I think everybody wants companionship. Mm-hmm. Everybody, wants an exchange. I mean, Dead Prez said mind sex. You know what I mean? We don't have to take our clothes off yet. You know what I mean? So I think when you're getting into somebody and somebody's getting into you, there's, you know what I mean? There's a bond there, Mm-hmm. I mean, pause. Dudes are, you know what I mean? If that's my homie, that's my best friend. Like, you know what I mean?
So there can be a soul tie between friends too.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%. We hanging all day, like.
Yeah, do you feel like you have any friends in your life that you're like, oh, that's like my soulmate? Like, that's my soulmate on a
I don't really talk like that.
No, but you know what I mean? But
I'm just kidding. No.
In the way that,
absolutely.
that deep friend connection. I think
absolutely.
Really
I think it's funny because I'll say brother a lot, but like I have people who, you know what I mean, that's like my brother. We don't have the same parents or whatnot, but that's my brother, and I'm gonna go out for that person.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just like Shalisa, like, this is my sister. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going all out, and we're spinning the block disrespectfully. You know what I mean? Like, and you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. We have a soul tie.
We do.
Well, there you go.
And I actually
go.
never thought of like friends having soul ties, but yeah, friends can have soul ties.
Absolutely.
And because you said like it's about the mind, right? So
It is.
it's like if you're getting fed information from these people that you call like your brothers and your sisters and stuff like that, like obviously you're gonna incorporate that into your own life. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I can agree now. Because before I thought a soul tie was just like from having the exchange of sex, right?
Exactly.
But now that you put it that way, that does make a lot of sense.
But if you look at it too, I mean, as wonderful as sex is probably the
biggest soul tie,
no,
the worst soul tie.
It's the least. It's just like, you know what I mean?
think
We're gonna
so?
sit here. We're gonna do this for what, like 20, 30 minutes. You know, some guys 8 minutes. I don't know. You know what I mean? But we're gonna do this thing or whatever, and then it's gonna be done.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
then
mean?
for some people, it like sticks with them after for so.
And you're absolutely right, because there's 5 love languages, and touch is one of them. You're
Oh my
absolutely
goodness.
Stop slap.
Can we get
Yeah,
into the
She's
love
here.
languages?
She's here. She's not here to play. She's here.
That's why
Yeah,
she's
I
at the
think
table.
what you said, Patrice, about like I think that's maybe like the disconnect that's happening within like our society, in the fact that like sex is a very quick way to make a soul tie. But it's not the only way, but we often jump to that way, and then we're making all these soul ties, and now we don't have this understanding. We're not, feeling whole and all these other emotions, because we're jumping right to that kind of connection. And it's true, it's not the most important thing. Like, there's so many things that you do in a relationship, and sex is if you count like the percentage of time that you have sex, it's probably not as much as like talking or eating,
being in the same space.
yeah, like all those just regular things that you do in a relationship. So
Do you guys think that soul ties affect men and women differently?
That's a good question, because
Yes and no.
I feel like women think that
No, actually, no.
no?
that's a
Okay.
No, because we gotta move beyond social construct. No,
Truth.
we have to move beyond what is said that a male goes through and what they actually go through.
So tell us what you guys go through,
Yeah.
because
we get hurt.
Enlighten us.
that's what
What?
I'm saying. Like a
And
lot of
what?
people,
Us.
a lot of people feel
Like-
like men don't feel the same things
No,
as
100%.
women in heartbreak,
Yeah.
Right.
and get breaking out of that soul tie.
If
with someone
men don't
else.
get hurt, then there's no such thing called gal clown, and gal clown debout. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, dog. When a man is just acting fool, he's a gal clown.
Yeah.
But what's the root? You know what I mean? It's not about the fruit; it's about the root. So what's the root of him getting to a point in which he's full, or you know what I mean, and he's acting out of the normal behavior that he's used to acting in. You know what I mean? And that's heartache and heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? It's not love; it's the loss of love. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what people go through. You know what I mean? And I'll turn you crazy.
yeah,
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
damn.
So how do you think that men deal with it differently than women? Because like I feel like women, they'll like go to their girls and stuff like that, and they'll but I feel like men, like they don't fully talk to their boys about
And
it.
if they don't, why do you think that is too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they don't, man, no, there's always that one person you talk to, regardless or not. Maybe I'm not out here telling everybody in the circle and whatever, and we're gonna watch Waiting to Excel and eat ice cream. I don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, like, but like I'm gonna sit down and there's probably 1 or 2 people. You know what I mean? I'm blessed to have 4 other brothers, but my youngest brother is like 8. My dad's crazy. But shout out to my dad though. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my dad though. But yeah, I have 3 brothers, and I'm able to be vulnerable with my brothers. I'm able to like, they know me. They're the ones who call me out when I'm not being myself. So why try to be someone else? You know what I'm saying? And then I have like 1 or 2 people who, like, you know what I'm saying? I have an older friend who that's my brother. Like, you know what I mean? And like I know the wisdom that I'm gonna get from certain people in my life, so I go to them with certain situations. And I think everybody does that. You're not gonna go when you really, like, say you're in a breakup and you're in the breakup with this person or whatever, and you really want to get back to this person, you're not going to go to your whole friend, because your whole friend's going to be like, oh, fuck another nigga, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here? Like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to go to your friend who has a successful relationship, or, you know what I'm saying, has been, and she's a feeling person, and she's able to give you that wisdom. So I think everybody does that.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So men are not aliens.
No, we're from here.
We're from here.
We're from here.
We had an audience question that they wanted you to answer.
Yo, if it's one of
Because-
my past things,
No. Well, maybe. Who
I
knows?
rebuke you. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
So they read an article that
Okay.
stated that sex influences a person to become something that. So let's just say there's a scenario where someone becomes very violent or controlling in a relationship. Is that based on
Becomes
poor,
low value.
Yes. Is that based on poor energy exchange? Or is that based on like the person that they're having sex with? Or is that based on themselves?
You knew he was a piece of shit when you found him in McDonald's. You knew it. You knew it. You knew it. There were so many red flags. But because by nature good women are nurturers.
You want to see yellow.
And we're able, you understand? We're able to,
pink.
you guys are able to make beautiful things out of nothing. You feel as though I can fix this person if I just each out this little, if I just get him to pull his pants up and stop saying, demand him so much, I can bring him around my mom. And then once I bring him around my mom and he sees that like I can cook and stuff like that, then he'll start understanding that he should stay home more. You know what I mean? But he's a piece of shit.
So it's just him. It has nothing to do with poor energy exchange.
No.
During sex.
No, you weren't supposed to be there. You weren't supposed to be getting your back blown out by this guy. But here's the thing. Opposites don't attract. We're not batteries. So there's a good chance you got some piece of shit in you too. I'm here for the man them. I'm here. I am. I'm here for them.
Yeah, that's
I'm here for them.
facts. Because it's like, it's easy to say that this person's a bad person, but it's like
Understand?
also your energy is taking a huge part
100%.
in the exchange in general. So
Oh, why is he always on the couch all day? But you love to binge watch Netflix. Come on, there's
true.
there's places where you guys your spirits and your souls are not tying together because they're opposites.
So opposites don't attract at all.
We're not robots. We're not batteries. We go for people. We're narcissistic creatures in that we go for things that we find in ourselves.
Or that we don't like.
You know what I mean? Like, well, nah, because
That's a twin flame, no?
those people usually have those same characteristics. They're that like us. They're that much like us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's usually not gonna work if you guys can't conversate and understand each other on a certain level. So there's a bit of the fuck shit that he says and he does that you're like, okay, I can see that. 100%.
interesting.
Can we talk about Malcolm and Marie?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
Was that you?
That
Did what? Was it? No, because I promised myself I was gonna have beef with whoever.
whoever wanted
Like-
me to watch it? It was definitely me and Shay.
Brittany, and Shay.
Yes.
Well, I love you with the love of the Lord. I'm not going to say that. No, that was probably the most toxic hour and 45 minutes that I've
Fuck, really?
in the longest time.
Should couples watch that movie together? Just asking for a friend.
If you guys have a strong, if you have a good energy exchange, then I think it's fine.
Do you believe in the law of energy? That energy cannot be created or destroyed,
Yes.
but only transferred.
Yes.
So you're just getting negative energy.
Okay,
for an
so
hour and
don't
45
watch it with
minutes.
your
I would
man
have
or your
stopped
gal.
10 minutes in, but yeah. But yeah, 100%.
What I wanted to bring up about that
I'm just
movie
kidding.
specifically.
Like, you know what I mean?
No, I
like, yeah, it's just not my normal genre of
No,
film,
and that's the interesting
but
thing about it.
I
is-
must say, my baby loves it. And Donna was in there, so you know what I'm saying?
I'm
We're
dead.
gonna share energy one day.
Zendaya,
I
eh?
speak it into existence.
yeah,
love
her
her.
energy seems crazy. It definitely
And she's
seems
humble as
crazy.
fuck.
Absolutely, just a beautiful person.
Yeah. I guess what I wanted to speak about is, one, I wanted to know kind of, I guess you said that like you felt like it was really toxic. What parts of it did you think were toxic?
The whole entire situation. Firstly, for me, was trying to figure, like, stopping myself 10 minutes in and saying, these aren't real people. There's somebody behind these wonderful actors and actresses who put lines together to convey a certain message, to show something. So I had to stop myself and be like, okay, these are not these actual people. Okay, what is being said here? What's the message that
Yeah.
I'm being fed here right now? Like, you know
That's
what I mean?
everyone's question with that movie too.
Have you ever seen a recycling bin? You know, the arrow goes into one arrow, and because that's what recycling is. That was recycled nasty energy. The whole movie.
The whole movie.
But the
was
fucked
going
up,
in
the messed
circles.
up, the most messed up thing is I've had arguments like that.
And
I've had arguments just like that, like just like that.
I think that was the biggest wake up call for a lot of people watching that movie on Netflix, Malcolm Marine, because I don't know if he said that, but I think that was a big wake up call for me personally, because I was like, whoa, like I'm seeing myself in the way that she's communicating, and I can actively see that it's toxic. Like I'm be like, that doesn't make sense. Why would you like, you know, say it like that? Like, you know what I mean? But I've literally seen myself do that. And I think that's why a lot of people maybe didn't like it or have mixed feelings about it. Cause I think it just made you ask a lot of questions
About yourself.
But did you know what was happening though?
It ultimately,
No, just in the exchange back and forth. Do you know what actually was taking place?
I want to hear what you have to say first.
Absolutely. Okay. You're shit, you're shit, you're shit, you're shit, you're shit. You feel bad and you're holding that you're shit, you're shit, you're shit. Fuck, I can't stay with this. You're shit, you're shit, you're shit, you're shit, you're shit. So everybody was just throwing it back and forth. Once you had the big point and that I can't really say nothing to, and I seen you crying, so I've gone too far, I'm gonna step back.
Yeah.
Then you hold it for like 5 minutes. How do I get him? Let me put a whole show together with. That's why you should have did that. It was just back and forth. It was just throwing nastiness back and forth.
And that's when you have to think about, like we were saying, energies, right? Like clearly that's two people not having like just being toxic energy, and that's just the exchange that's happening. So it's like it doesn't matter. Even in the movie, it's like they're together and they love each other.
That's not love.
And it's like, but at the end of the day, the exchange is always going to be toxic like that, because they both have their issues. They both have these, like, you know, they're pointing out all these things about the other person.
Let me ask you guys a question. Is love more important than companionship?
No.
Wait, how do you separate those? How do you separate the two?
Because I can hang with you and not love you.
Exactly.
I could be your everything and not love you.
Which is fucked up. Which is fucked up. That, and it's coming from a man. I guarantee a woman could never do that.
This is how we think.
A woman could never just be your companion and not fall in love with you. How do you do that?
I don't understand how you're separating the two.
Because
But
like,
there,
no, go ahead.
companionship is
What part of
complete.
the brain is that?
Companionship is different from love. Like I could just be your best friend. I can have your
Like,
back
we
through
hang out.
everything. Like
We
but
hang
how
out.
could you have my back through
I
everything?
take you on dates.
Why would
Sometimes
you
we
do that?
go watch movies together, and we occasionally, 100%.
And occasionally,
But you don't
100%.
love me?
But you guys, but wait, hold on, whoa, hold on. No disrespect, but I'm willing to bet each of you have had that relationship with
Oh,
someone.
100%.
So how do you think the other person feels?
No, I'm saying
Like, what do you think the other person's just like? What happened to the other person?
No, we're thinking in that situation that the person is eventually
Eventually gonna
that-
like
yes, you're right. Red flag. But yes, we are in the position where we eventually
Why are
believe
you
or
in that
think
position?
or assume
Why,
that the
as a
person.
human, it's two human beings in one situation. Why are you in a position above another person? Because that's why we ain't shit to treating you guys like that. I'm here for you guys. You guys have been by yourselves for 13 episodes, but I'm here now.
the men always come on here. They're always like, I'm here for you.
Strong.
But then why do you guys continue to put on this facade almost like, yeah, like I'm going to do everything to make her happy because I know that she likes this stuff. But really,
Is it the guy who really likes you or the guy who's just... Because you always know. Let's be real.
That's true.
You always know. You're
But-
not stupid.
I know. But I'm just
That's
So
true.
you guys don't no, but we always know the person who's real to us and the person who's not real to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We know the things that we're willing to put up with. We just don't know how long.
But
we're
I
willing to
just
put up
don't
with those things
understand
sometimes.
how you're able to spend so much of your time and your energy with one human being and not have
But how
any
much is
type
so much
of
of our
like
time?
idea of like love for that
If a
person.
successful businessman comes to you right now and tells you, listen, I can only hang with you every day for 3 hours after everything that I'm doing is done, and then I have to get to bed because I have a 5 a.m. schedule that I have to adhere to. You're accepting. You're accepting. I'm so sorry. But you just accepted it. And the only reason that you accepted
why
it is
wouldn't
because
I-
he's a successful businessman, which makes it even more disgusting.
No, that's not true.
Because you figured that the things that he's acquired in his life demands that he holds a schedule.
Listen, a woman will take in a man who can't offer her anything.
Really?
Yes.
But you're trying to build him up, though, right? But you seen him that he wasn't about nothing, but you're trying to build him up, though, right?
Yeah, because her story's like that.
This went back to what I first said. You cannot change shit into gold. It's
Yeah.
not how it works.
Definitely learn from that.
I guess I just don't like, how do you, okay, so if you're hanging out with somebody, right? You can you're saying that you can hang out with somebody and not love them?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the conversation needs to begin with Xing out man and woman and two human beings. Let's get down to Martin Luther's dream, which is people being judged on the content of their character. Because if we're judging people based on the content of their character, we're not going to get into a lot of the shit that we get into, men and women, right? Because it's just like, there's just nasty people out there. There's nasty people. For all the men out there, we watch out for the gold digger. We don't watch out for the soul digger. You understand? Because women, from a young age, are in tune with their feelings. You guys are taught that it's okay to cry, whereas we're taught whatever. So I believe that we kind of close off a piece of that energy or that receptiveness. It's like when a girl, you can just walk into a house and a girl look at you and be like, you fucking cheated on me. You dirty bat. And she right too. And it's just like, how did you know? It's because you guys are in tune. Your receptors are well developed and they're up. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's a situation where if we're not forgive me, I gotta go back. So you have a lot of females out there who have their receptors up, see someone who, even if he's not where he wants to be in life, he has the potential to be there and he has the drive to be there, and they want that energy. Is there anything wrong with wanting that energy? There's nothing wrong with wanting that energy, wanting to be a part of something great that's going to happen because
they have that drive.
Exactly. Women are the great incubators of everything. Look at every great movement that ever happened throughout like history. There was a woman there doing something, like, you know what I mean? Or 20, like, you know what I mean? It's just, that's how it is. But at the same point in time, it's just like, who are we allowing to share in our energy? Who are we allowing to, who are we building up? Taking energy from ourselves to build up. That's why they say, like, like in the Christian faith and whatnot, you're supposed to get married before you start having sex and all that. Like, and I never believed it up until like now. Like, you understand?
Can we talk about
100%.
that?
Because it's
Indirectly?
like, no. Because it's just like, when you're in something with somebody and that person's building into you and you're building into that, and it's like the recycling sign, you can't go wrong, especially if that person's just like you. You know what I mean? It's a matter of, like, how we look at success. Success to some people is just as having a big house, having 3 children, and having a steady job. Because going out to the club and having all these clothes doesn't make me happy. But seeing my kids run around, oh my God, there's nothing like it. Knowing that my wife is taken care of and that she's gonna make me dinner every night when I come home, and that's
success to one person.
Yeah. You know what I mean? We're out here trying to teach people that you have to have this girl with this huge, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you don't even like her. Her attitude sucks. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it's really just kind of funny if you think about it, because these guys only get these girls to impress their niggas.
Is that a simp or no?
No.
That's not a simp.
No.
That's different.
No.
That's totally different.
We'll get to simps later. But, like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these, like, why are you with these people? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because arm candy. It's the worst expression. The worst piece of rhetoric that we as men are ingesting on a day-to-day basis.
And so it's so interchangeable. You can just, like, once the arm candy, you're tired of it, you can just get a new one 100%. If you're not making ties.
At the same point in time, in our defense, as creators, we look for inspiration for creation. That's where the muse comes from.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is what happened in Marie and Malcolm and Marie, right?
Yes, exactly.
She was an inspiration to him. And
essentially was his muse for his art, and It did really well.
Yeah.
Was anyone in the wrong in that relationship?
What got me was how like it seemed like he really helped her get to a better place in life, but the way he just like took it and like threw it in her face. And
But at the same point in time, remember when she said the whole spiel about how you need me to be here and da-da-da-da-da and whatever, and you would not be here if it wasn't for me. And he sat there on the wall and gave you this expression of, damn, she's right.
but then he went back and was like, oh, but no, it was this girl too.
He can't
And
handle the energy.
Exactly.
He
Yeah.
can't handle the negative energy.
Yeah.
It's just like they have to shoot it back and forth.
Yeah.
And then the worst part about the whole movie was the ending. When you seen them all, they were ready to get up and do it all over again.
There's no resolution.
No resolution.
And I think that's what it showed in the movie too, is that like, yeah, it doesn't matter that you can be aware of like this person is right or like these are the things, but if you're like still inside, you know, this your energy is toxic, you're exchanging this toxic energy, it's almost like you can't help it. It's like a drug. Like, you know, you're just like, oh well, I don't know anything else, so I'm gonna just, instead of being like I understand, I'm gonna make you hurt.
Right. Yeah, and I need you to be more hurt than how you're making me feel.
Because I'm hurt
So-
now. So it's like I can't even put that aside, so I'm gonna hurt you. And
Yeah.
it's just back and forth, back and forth.
So how do you think you break that kind of relationship? Like, have you ever been in a relationship like that?
Leave that person. You gotta leave. You gotta leave. 100%. 100%. I think that's the hardest thing, because your souls are tied. Your souls are tied, and you're comfortable with that person, and that person knows you, and you know that person, and there's work that it takes to get to that point. So it's just like, who wants to really just throw away work? Like, you know what I mean? So as much as I'm sitting here and I'm just like, yo, it's this way, and I'm coming with my good points and whatever, who cares what I got to say? Because at the end of the day, who am I to judge how you get through your day? I smoke a lot of weed, and I think it helps me get through my day. And can't nobody tell me not to smoke weed and get through my day. So who am I? You know? Shout out to my boy Jay. My boy Jay, he has the best expression that he's been saying for years. He said, who the fuck am I? You know what I'm saying? He'll give you the best piece of wisdom in the world, and then he'll be, who the fuck am I, though?
Because that's the truth, though. That's the truth. Like, we all have our, no, literally, we all have our flaws. We all have our vices. Heyo.
So what makes like effective communication in a healthy relationship?
Understanding somebody's love language.
Yes. A lot of people, I've met guys who don't care at all about love languages. They're like, why do I need to know your love
Those
language?
guys don't care at all about you.
Facts. or pleasing you or serving you. They don't care.
100%. And most likely their love language is touch at that time, because they have the undeveloped expression, right? So really the only thing, like, yeah, of course she messes with me. She lets me do it all the time. Yeah. That's their love language. You
So
know?
to them, they're just like, what else do you need?
Yeah, exactly.
I give you everything.
Yeah.
But really, no, because you don't ask me. You don't talk. We don't talk about it. So
But the person who loves you is going to care to learn about you. They're going
Yes.
to want to know everything about you from head to toe.
The ugliest things.
100%. They're going to, like, while you're on the toilet doing what you're doing, what are you talking about? So listen. Da-da-da-da-da, like, you don't understand? Like, that's going to be that, because they, you know, they love everything about you. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. And more than, like your physical body in that way. Because I think that's also a huge part of, what did you say? Healthy communication?
Healthy communication.
Yeah. Healthy communication, I think, is actually wanting to know, like you said, like know the person, like not all the external things, like knowing who they are, not what they do, like, you know, because it's like we can all also like have jobs and careers and things that we have interest in, but it's like knowing who someone is, I think, is really different than knowing what they do.
But it's like you said earlier, we're in a society, we're in a microwave society, like I like to call it. People like to just put it in the microwave and then press some time, and then it's supposed to be what it's supposed to be, instead of taking the time to learn and you know, do a deep dive. Like,
Have
you
you
know what I'm
been
saying?
in
So-
a relationship where like you guys have not had sex for like a minimum of like 11 months?
Why 11? That's really specific.
Personal. But no, like, have you been in a situation where you have like just backed away from sex with another individual and just spent time getting to know them?
Spent time getting to know them. Yeah, but I think I'm more opposite in that I'm gonna do that first and take my time first. Like, you know
Have
what I mean?
sex,
Like,
have
no,
sex first,
before.
or
Like before, like, you know what I'm saying? See, here's the thing with me, right? I'm pretty, so because of that, like, you understand what I'm saying? No, this is what I've come to understand as far as like the females are concerned. When you realize that and you understand that and kind of accept that with yourself, you hold somewhat of a power, like, and not a power over that person, but a power in the situation in which, you know what I'm saying, in which you're not just giving into everything. You know what I'm saying? So like that's really what it is with me. And I really enjoy banter. I really like a witty person. You know what I'm saying? Like I love a good brain.
What's your sign?
Scorpio. The worst kind.
Zania said,
I'm here.
God. Yeah, I've definitely been in a situation where I spoke to a guy for 11 months, no sex, just quality time.
Did you have sex before you guys stopped having sex?
No.
Does that count?
Yeah, that does count for sure.
I did it all the time.
No. Did we, Zon? I don't fucking remember. I don't think we did. No, we didn't.
Because that's intense.
No, we didn't.
That's intense. Getting with
Nothing.
somebody in that manner and then just saying, "Yo,
And then
we're gonna
stopping? No,
both
that's
stop."
evil.
That's what you asked me.
But no. But like I've done that to a guy though, where like, yeah, I've done that to a guy where like we were having sex and then I decided to stop because like it was becoming overwhelming for me and other reasons. He had a child, you know, so I just.
What's wrong with guys with the children? I'm one of them, so I want to know.
I just
Give it to me.
If I'm going to love you, I need to make sure that maybe I shouldn't be thinking so long term, but I did see myself with this person long term, so I just wanted to make sure that I walk the journey with delicacy.
You do also understand that in your long-term plan, you have to plan to get with someone who's at the exact same level as you right now.
Yes.
The chances of you getting somebody who's handsome and rich, dumb rich, because the average guy who's like in the working class makes tops 50 grand a year. Okay? Let's be real.
That's not enough.
What?
Oh, sorry.
Huh? What you just spoke out? Your heart spoke? Yeah. So, right? And then for successful men really start understanding themselves and hitting their stride between 35 to 45. And
I
then
don't have
really
time
start
to wait
making
that
money
long.
around 50.
Jesus.
So what are we looking for here? What are we all looking for here? Sounds like the boat sailed.
Oh man, you know,
Sounds like we're afraid to work.
No,
not at all.
No, I'm
Well,
down.
because if you love work, then it's about, yo, let me find somebody who I got to work with.
Exactly. And like we're working, but I'm just saying in the beginning, like I just had to make sure that if I am loving you, I have to love your child. Like, but then it's
these
just
are two
like
different subjects. We're getting back to the child
Okay.
thing now. I'm just saying, like, the type of man that the average young beautiful woman is looking for, right? Who has none of those qualities herself, but she's looking.
Shit.
God bless her.
No, it's the truth though. Like,
Doesn't have those qualities herself. You know what I mean?
yeah, we have these expectations
But
for
see,
like
that's
a
the thing, though.
partner,
Okay, but then
but you don't even got that yourself.
when she doesn't have that, and the man says, "Let's just be submissive, stay at home, and have my kids," because you look like a great child like renderer. Right? Because no, a man who's just walked through all this time, right? And he's amassed all this great like wealth. He wants to leave it to some, not just you. He wants to leave it to his kids, right? So he has to have some, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So he's gonna find an able-bodied woman
I don't know if I could stay home still.
to render the youths them.
I don't know if I could stay home
Surrender to you.
and just take care of your child.
Wait, like the child you guys had together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Well, no. Like if he had another child, I would still take care of that child. If I was a stay-at-home mom. Shay, we need to get Shay on the table too. Shit.
100%. I'm just like, yo, like, it's just we have to be realistic with our expectations. You know what I mean? And we have to know ourselves before we try to know anybody else.
Exactly. That's the journey right now. Honestly,
Exactly.
really growing into yourself and knowing myself. and wants and diswants and what ticks me and what doesn't tick me, you know? So I think.
And for you, Sos, like being in a high demanding field, what would you require from a woman?
Yeah, I want to know the answer to that.
I'm really coming to.
I mean,
So it's honestly, it's really hard to say for the simple fact that I know myself, and I'm finally coming to the point where I'm comfortable with myself. But my inner greatness, how far I'm gonna take it, like that's yet to be said. Like, you know what I mean? So how I can sit here and I can tell you I want Wonder Woman with her golden lasso, an invisible ship. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like, am I Superman or am I Batman? I don't know.
yeah.
Once I figure that out, like, you know what I mean? I think I want to then explore who she is and try to find out who, like, you know what I'm saying? What fits me. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm a beautiful picture, and then you got to be a puzzle piece in that picture. Like, you dig what I'm saying? So you got to fit. You feel me?
Do you think that like you know, being in relationships, dating, all that, like what part do you think that plays in your career in the sense of like distractions, you know, or feeling like
Which is
taking from your creativity?
Amazing question. Because now that I understand sexual transmutation.
Yes, you do.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, even as a man, being that we are creators by nature, women are incubators and men are creators, right? So realizing that, like, a lot of the times when you feel like you want to go and do something, you really just want to be creative. And then just switching your mind and knowing that, you know what, that's what I want to do, and you flip it, the great things happen. But I've written some of my greatest songs with like beautiful women in the studio. So at the same point in time, there's that, you know what I mean? There's that, yeah. You want to, exactly. You know what I mean? Because, and also like when it comes to your feeling, like women are nurturing, good women are nurturing, right? And they want you to be the best version of yourself, like, right? So, you know, but at the same point in time, it's just like, man, there's the succubus out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's the soul sucker. There's the man eater that they used to call her. Like, you know what I mean? And for me, shit, I think I'm getting up there as far as eligible bachelors are concerned. So, yeah, for sure. And you know what? I have 2 children. You know what I mean? And then I have 4 other children that are not from my loins but are my responsibility, and I take them as such. You know what I'm saying? So it's a thing where the example and the work that I got to do for them trumps anything else in the world. Firstly, my work that I have to do for God, my purpose comes before anything. Like, you know what I mean? I think at times, like, I've either not realized that or forgotten that in my life. You know what I mean? But that's when I start moving like nasty and sloppy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm in my best condition when I'm moving within my purpose. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So that first, family second, and then this work. You know what our days look like. You know what I mean? What we're trying to do and we're planning to do and will do in the future. Like, you know what I'm saying? So those things are more important than, you know what I mean, like my feelings right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
How do you find the balance?
Because you have to take into account I'm not your normal individual. You know how many people depend on me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How do you find the balance in that?
And how do you not feel drained doing all of that?
Because I want it. It's just like when, I don't know, you're working out. Everybody here works out, right? Yeah. And then we find this one exercise that makes that one part of our like body do what it wanted to do. So what do we do? Work it. And you love that work, even though it hurts. It's like, look what I did. Yeah. You dig it? And that's all I want to do is look what I did.
Do you ever like how do you balance how do you like balance that though? Like, I feel like, you know, ultimately no matter what, like things will take our energy, and whether we're choosing it or not, etc. So when it comes to your like creativity, like
I am pretty.
So
I'm pretty.
stop.
Like, no, I'm sorry. But it's the truth. No, listen. It's the truth. So understanding that about myself, we then cancel out all of this. Because if I'm not canceling it out, I'm gonna want. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, I've canceled it out. Oh, we're the same. Furthermore, I got you. You know what I'm saying? If I have that attitude to the situation, then okay, show me something more. Because we're all focused on that one thing. We're all focused on this is what we're focused on, right? Yeah. And that's my thing, is just like at the end of it, a lot of these people, like, you get to this and you're just like, I don't even know why I did all of that. Like, you dig what I'm saying? So having the knowledge of that, like I told you earlier this year, I don't want to be around any women if they can't teach me something. If you can't fucking teach me something, go somewhere.
Are you bringing value to my life?
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Like, and I don't care what it is. You know, like, show me how to
something I don't know.
One wheel bike. Show me how to drive. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, just something. Show me something, because we start off our lives living for what we want, right? And then if you live long enough, you realize that a lot of the things that you want bring you other things that you don't want. So then you start living for what you don't want.
100%.
You understand? Yeah. You're not living for drama. We don't want that. We're not living, you know what I'm saying, with problems with other people. So you live your life and you move in a way that avoids those type of things. You know what I mean? So now it's just like what 80 to 90% of the girls are offering today, because that's what society tells them gets them ahead. I don't care. And that's how I'm so happy about not caring, because I wasn't always like this. No. You know what I'm saying? Pretty people are probably some of the most insecure people until they become comfortable with their inner selves. Yeah. Straight up and down. My homie told me that he a pimp, but he told me that when I was young. He told me that about supermodels. And then I started just seeing it. And I was just like, it's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if we go past the physical vehicle that's, like, you know what I mean, driving our inner selves, like, what does your inner self look like?
Who are you?
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get rich. I'm trying to get to know you. You know what I'm saying? And are you worth even me taking the time that it takes to get to know you? Because as a man who is suave and debonair and all these things, and you know what I mean, I want them to make statues of me when I leave. You know what I mean? That type of a person. Then I'm gonna take you on a date. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When's the last time that somebody took you in place where you had to call and make reservations?
Let me just too long, and if not never.
And that's the thing. But man, I think one or two things. One, mind you, the guy at that age, like the younger age, he knows the movies, and and that's a beautiful thing, because great memories are drawn from these type of outings and fun type of situations. But when we start talking about like future and a man and all these other things, like, I want to experience, or I at least want to act like I know. And if I don't know, you're the sophisticated type of woman who's gonna be like, no, put your spoon on that side. Okay, you're right.
You got me.
You understand? Yeah. I don't mind being told, but I'm taking you here because I'm figuring you're on this level. You know what I'm saying? Shorty, like, oh my God, she can't come here. We're gonna get kicked out. We're gonna get kicked out. Yeah. I can't. Come on. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it is. It's not even. It's just being culture. It's having a manners about yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's etiquette.
Etiquette's a weird word.
Etiquette, it's your shoulders start moving. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, yo, like, brought up see. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, just like that type of shit. Like, real shit. You know what I mean?
So, what is your why?
My why?
What is your why in life?
My why is my purpose.
What is your purpose?
My present purpose is to show the world I'm the greatest artist that ever walked, for a period. That's my purpose. God gave me a talent, right? The talent that God gives you, once he gives you a talent, you understand your talent, you're then in the service industry, right? Mm-hmm. Like a waiter would. So you make this food, you make this like amazing dish, and you don't even make it, God makes it, you know what I'm saying, within you, and then you kind of put it together and whatever. Then it's up to you to bring it out and serve it. So that's my purpose right now. It's to, you know what I mean? Now, interestingly enough, and it's coming to me right now as I'm saying it, but your purpose is not like one-fold. You know what I'm saying? I have a multiple personality, not multiple personalities. There's a lot that goes into making me, so I have to have a multiple purpose. You know what I mean? If in the Bible it says all things work together, then that has my life. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You know what I mean? So yeah, life is about progression. It's about learning. So to say that I fully know exactly, you know what I'm saying, what it's supposed to be at like 50, I can't tell you that.
Yeah,
But
because it's
right
not
now,
about the destination.
No,
Exactly.
It's a journey.
But right now
And
for
enjoy
night,
it.
yeah. But for right now, for like the most important thing for I guess the Hollywood Souls brand is to make the music the whole world sings. That's what
We're
we
gonna
do,
do it.
right? So and then that's it. Once we get there and we're standing on that mountain, then we'll look out and we'll see the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And Shalisha, can we take it? Of course, Souls. What do you mean? You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't want to put a hold on God by, you know what I'm saying, making him laugh at my plans. Nah, like I'm working with you. Go right, go, and then that's what I'm learning right now. It's not even so much to hear and understand and listen to the still voice, but just to move on it instantly. The more I learn, the faster I move to learn. Like this, the more dangerous I get.
And what are your thoughts on surrendering? I'm just
Surrendering to what?
curious. Surrendering to what is?
To what do
What
you
is
mean?
happening in the moment?
Sounds like a Hallmark card.
Because I
what do you
feel like
mean?
a lot of people don't surrender. A
But
lot
to
of people
what though?
to what is happening in their life. Like, let's just, for example, the conversation we were having with the Che and her hesitance on the future.
Is surrendering is to put down your arms, to leave yourself at a point of vulnerability, right? Your arms and your protective nature is everything that you've built getting up to this point. Why would you put that down for anything? Don't surrender to anything. Go forth and take it. Own it. You own everything that you survey. Everything that you survey, you have dominion over. He's given it to you. Why would you do anything else?
That's true.
I have a problem with surrender. The only surrendering that I ever did is to him. That's it. I can surrender to nothing else. I have a mandate.
Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't suit your mandate, then you're
Plan
not
A
moving forward.
is the execution of the mandate. Plan B is the execution of the mandate. Plan C and all the way down to Plan Z. That's it. I don't know anything else. Sometimes I sound like an asshole, like so serious, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's going. I don't know, it's because I don't know anything else. You know what I mean?
You said that like you weren't always like this person who felt so sure.
I've always
of-
been beautiful, baby.
No, of course.
No, I'm just kidding.
But in the way that, in the way that, like, you know, like obviously it took some finding within yourself to you know be certain. So
The hero's journey.
yes. So like, what are like 3 things that like even maybe the audience can take away to like that in your daily life that kind of made you able to find that part of yourself and like really own it?
Firstly, like my relationship. I don't subscribe to religion, but I do subscribe to relationship, and I believe that I have a relationship with my creator. Like, you know what I mean? I subscribe to Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And everything that comes along with that. But I'm not like, I'm gonna light up when this thing is over. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the thing. I like, I'm really, it's in being comfortable with the fact that it's me and God and nobody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it really doesn't matter anybody else. Like that's where my confidence kind of comes from. Like, you know what I mean? I have a confident father. I have confident parents. Like, you know what I mean? But like I said, it's coming into the knowledge of who I am and being comfortable with who I am. Sometimes we're not comfortable with how great we are.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Like real talk. Like we actually see that we make amazing things happen. Like we make the sky move. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And then we're just like, you know what I'm saying? And it's really because we're scared.
Yeah.
Yes. We're scared. We're scared
Fear
of
drives a lot of things in life.
Love and fear are the 2 strongest emotions in the universe and forces. You know what I mean? But God never gave us the spirit of fear. Do not accept that shit.
That's true. Tell them.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell them.
God has not given you the spirit. Because I feel like my father right now, like, you know what I'm saying? But don't accept that shit. Fuck fear. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Fear is not of God.
It's not. But fear is an army. Fear is not even just like a one spirit. Like it's there's doubt. There's like, there's so many things like that comes along with it. And fear knocks on everybody's door. we have the option to let it in or to keep the door closed and say, fuck you, fear, leave my door. We
Same
all
thing
have
with
the
opportunity. Same thing with love. We could accept it or we could not. Yeah.
And fear is a gift. It's a nasty gift, but it's a gift. And like you're saying, we have the same faculties that allow us to accept it, or as you know what I mean, opportunity and stepping out and going through like, you know, different lanes in our lives and stuff like that. But yeah, it's decrypting. I said that wrong, but crippling. I appreciate you.
Do you feel like fear is necessary though, in the way that like sometimes, you know, when they say like everything that you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear, you know, like fear is maybe that like receptor to us to be like, this is what you actually want. Because personally, you know, I feel like it's the things that I'm like, oh, whoa, this scares the hell out of me. And I'm like, I feel like that's why I should do it. Like, at least, you know, with like sensible things, but like in the way that, you know, like things that really bring me like unease. I'm like, but at the same time, it's something that I want. I feel like that's where I'm able to like use fear and be like, oh, I should do this.
But it's like hand in hand with your comfort zone, right? Like, obviously, if you were still stuck in your comfort zone, you wouldn't want to do that, right? So I think like,
but
it's just a change.
That's genius, though. They say that genius is when you pick up something and you're able to look at it for something else, and that, like, I guess 90% of people don't do that. Like, so that's to you. Like, you understand? But it's. But you've taken a problem that everybody sees in everyday life, and you're like, okay, no, it's an identifier for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can live in it for a second and feel it and say, ooh, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do that. Like, you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my only problem with that is that fear is then not a universal indicator, because fear is crippling.
True.
So like fear is one of the things that I've always dealt with, like ever since like a little kid. Like I watched this thing where these missionaries went to like South America, and the indigenous people killed them, and I thought they were coming to Canada, and I did not sleep for like a good 3 days. Like, I've always dealt with fear until I just started being a gangster, like at one point in my life, like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, fear will get you killed. Like, you dig what I'm saying?
But then at the same time, like, weren't you
home.
fearless though when you were being a gangster? And is it not being able to use fear as
no, you're scared all the time.
You know?
You're scared all the time. I'm just not showing it. So in not showing it, you're not diving into it. Like, as fear comes to everybody.
But then that turns into like you're like a tough guy, or like you're always angry, you know? Or
yeah, 100%.
Like it manifests
100%.
into something else,
100%.
but like the root of that is fear, right?
Yeah. So the verse in the Bible says, God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of love, joy, peace, and a sound mind. So love, joy, peace, and a sound mind. Anything opposite of that is fear.
Note that.
They talk about that in the Mastery of Love. You'll enjoy it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you would like to leave the audience with? A word of wisdom, something that they can take back and think on, ponder on, and maybe change their perspective on something negative into a positive?
That was a long question. Man, start with love. If you know love and you understand love, then you'll know what love isn't.
Start with love.
Start with love.
I like that.
For sure. Just start with love. Because that's what I'm starting to realize is like a lot of people are in a search mode for what's like, you know what I mean? What
Always
it is.
searching.
They're looking for it in different places that can't give you anything back and whatnot. So just start with love. Start with love and end with love. You can never go wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? And God is love. So there you go.
You are love.
You are love.
You are love.
You're all
100%.
I love that. And do you want to prepare them for, future projects, music, anything that is going?
Plug yourself.
Yeah, plug yourself. that should be a segment. Plug yourself.
I mean, Hollywood Sosa. It's Hollywood Sosa on like almost all my handles and whatnot.
You want to tell the camera?
It's Hollywood Sosa on all my handles. I got music coming out. We're kind of fiddling and messing with the dates and whatnot, just making certain things right. I think with me, I love to make sure everything is kind of perfect. Like, and then, but I also have you and the Che to just make sure that I'm moving in life, and I value you guys so much for that. I'm telling you, like, you know what I mean? Because I don't listen to a lot of people because it's dangerous, right? But the people, when I know somebody loves me and they want the best for me, then I'm going to take into account what they're saying. You know what I mean? So
We got you.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, 100%. And I appreciate you guys for having me here. I was a bit nervous.
Thank you
on
so
my
much
way,
for
but,
coming.
like, I really appreciate this, man.
I
Thank
told
you.
y'all.
Thank
I
you.
told y'all.
I
Yeah,
have
no.
so much to go home with.
No, because you know what? My Instagram is...
Yeah, right?
My Instagram is a little like misleading, I think, sometimes, because I like to joke a lot. Like, I think if we're able to laugh at just about anything in life, the things that make us be like, like, it's okay. Like, you know what I mean? So I laugh a lot, and people might think I'm a bit callous, but like, you know, this is my sister, and I think I grow every time that we conversate. So when converse, you know, exchange energy and thought.
Sorry, I had to correct him for future interviews.
Why? What's conversate? What's the beef with conversate?
Well, like, conversate's not a word.
It's not?
No, it's just a word that black people say.
It's a word, but
It's colloquial?
frowned upon.
It's frowned upon?
Yeah, it's converse.
It's converse. Yeah.
Proper way to say it.
I frown on the whole
I'm just prepping you.
Okay.
things all the time.
Okay. You know, I'll accept that. I was gonna be ignorant, but I'm gonna accept that. I didn't really say it. Yeah, I was going to, but no, I
Thank you
accept that.
so much for coming to Humble Production Studios
Thank you for
on
having
to
me.
Shalisa Marie Radio. This is episode 14. Come back next Thursday at 9 p.m. for episode 15 with another group of men, new energy, fruits of labor, and we will see you next week.
Yo, everybody throw up a gang sign.
Gang, and we out.
Hey. Getting to the money like a savage. Spend them dollars on you.